Hi guys, it's Miss Susie from the Evergreen Park Public Library and welcome to Tasty Tuesdays. So today we are making cinnamon roll monkey bread. So to do that you are going to need 3 cans of cinnamon rolls. You are going to need a bundt pan or a loaf pan. I'm going to use a bundt pan, so I'm going to give you the time for this. And you're going to need to use some cooking spray on it to grease it. You can also use butter if you don't have cooking spray. Then you're going to need a half a cup, which is 1 stick of butter, and a half a cup of brown sugar. And you're going to need a 1/3 cup of white sugar and 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. Now, first thing I'm going to do is mix these two. You're making a cinnamon sugar, and you mix it until it's fully incorporated, so it'll look like one color. Like that. And then we are going to put this to the side and wait. Then we are going to take our half of a cup of butter and half of a cup of brown sugar, so our stick of butter and our brown sugar, and you're going to put them together. I'm going to cut up my butter a little bit. And we're going to melt this and mix it. So we're going to melt it in the microwave. So I am going to go put this into the microwave. So that's what it's going to look like before it goes in. By cutting it up, we're reducing the amount of time that it's going to take in the microwave. I do recommend that you stand by the microwave while it's going so that you can stop it if it starts to pop. But we're going to go put this in the microwave now, and then I'll be right back to show you what it looks like. So my butter wasn't super hot, but it took about 45 seconds. I did 25 seconds, and then I did 2 15-second increments, so I guess closer to a minute, because I stopped it before the end of the second 15. Mine was about room temperature, which was why I could cut it with my fork as easily, but all you want to do is try and incorporate your brown sugar and your butter. So this is about what it's going to look like when it's all incorporated. Now we're going to put this to the side. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to spray your bundt pan. And I'm going to go do this over the sink. But just make sure that you get it fully greased. So this is my fully greased pan. I'm going to put it right here to the side. And if you want to add nuts, like walnuts or pecans, now is the time to add them. Normally it's about 1/3 to 1/2 cup, but it's kind of to your taste. You can also incorporate them throughout the layers, but I just kind of do it to what I like. But it's about between 1/3 and 1/2 cup, depending on what you guys like. So just get some in there. And then we're going to work on the bread part of our monkey bread. So what we're going to do is we're going to open these. And you should preheat your oven to 400 right now. It should be getting preheated now. Ooh. And then you can use a spoon or hit it on a countertop. Like that. And then you're going to pull your frosting out. You're going to need that at the end. Now, for each can of these, what you're going to do, you're going to move your garbage out of your way. And you are going to separate them out into their little cinnamon rolls. Like this. Now you can do this with a butter knife, with a plastic butter knife, or you can do it fast with like a sharper knife if you want to work on knife skills. But all you're doing is cutting it into quarters. So I am going to cut this whole can into quarters. So once you've got all of them into their little quarters, you are going to take your little bits and you're going to kind of roll them into little balls, and you're going to drop them into your cinnamon sugar mixture. So you want to make sure your hands are clean, like always when you're cooking. And you're just going to keep dropping them in. And once I have a few in there, you roll them around and you drop them into your bun pan. And you're going to keep doing that. So you keep doing this all the way until you fill the bottom of the pan, which should be about 1 can. So this is a really good one for little hands to help you with because they can get messy and it's okay. Now you could just go like this and pinch them if you wanted to and drop them in, but I find that rolling them kind of makes them stay together a little bit better when you put them in the cinnamon sugar. But it does make a bigger mess. So once you have your first layer done, like that, it should basically cover the whole bottom. You're going to take and you're going to pour about 1/3 of your butter and sugar mixture. So this is not perfect, but you drizzle. And then you're going to move on to your next layer. Now, this is where you would add more nuts if that's what you want to do. I am going to add some more nuts because my family enjoys them. But you can easily just not include the nuts, or if you want them to be easily picked off, then you can just do the top layer and then they're fully able to pick them off. Just a little bit. And then you're going to repeat this for the next layer. So now that you've got your second layer, you're going to do the same thing with some more of your butter and brown sugar mix. Just drizzle, drizzle. And then again with the nuts if you want. Now this is the last time I add nuts because I don't add them to the bottom. Now, last can. Okay, so on our last layer, you do your best to make sure that you have covered up all of the spots to be even. And then you are going to take the last of your butter and sugar mixture. And just spread all of it out. Now, if you'd like, you can sprinkle some of your extra cinnamon sugar over the top of that. It's not strictly necessary, but it does use it up. And I still have a little left, but that's okay. So I'm going to put this in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes now. And when it's done, I'm going to pull it out and let it sit for 5 minutes before I flip it out. Now save these. In my house, we only use 2 of the icings, but I think we might use 3 today. We'll see. But while this is in the oven for the next 20 to 25 minutes, I'm going to clean up my mess, and I will see you then. So when it comes out of the oven, you want it to be able to get touched and spring back a little bit. When you pull it out, if you touch it with something and it just sinks and deflates, then it's not done yet. So now we're going to let this sit for 5 minutes, and in 5 minutes we will flip it. So I will see you at the table in 5 minutes. Okay, so it's been just over 5 minutes. It's now cool enough to the touch, but the bottom is still very warm. So you want to be careful with it. But what you're going to do is you're going to go like this. You're going to put a plate on the top. And then I got to stand up for this. And you're going to flip. And then we're going to lift. You might have a little bit extra left in there because some of the sugar sticks, and you see how this is kind of pulling out. But then what you're going to do, and we're going to fix how it looks. It looks a little bit craggly, right? We're going to go like this, and we're going to do the first one. And you just drizzle. Now, if you only want to use the one, you can only use the one. We are going to probably use 2 because that's how my family prefers it. Now, you can do this for a morning, for like a sweet for breakfast with your breakfast, like a special breakfast. We do it for Christmas here. You can do this as a very easy, throw it in the oven type dessert instead of like baking a cake. But it's just a very simple, because you're just using pre-made cinnamon roll, and then sugar and butter. It's just a very easy sweet to make in a pinch. And little hands are very easy to help with this. They can cut. You can work on actual knife skills, but you can also use scissors if you have kitchen scissors that you like to use, or you can use butter knife. But if you don't want to put the icing on it, you can save the icing for something else, and you could put a dollop of ice cream on it, like vanilla ice cream. But basically, in about 40 minutes worth of work, including the time in the oven, you end up with this. And I think that it's going to be delicious. So I hope that you guys try it and enjoy it. And I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys. Shh.